Hello everyone and welcome to Friday and welcome to Mailsplosion. That was cornier than I thought it'd come out as. One interesting thing to note before we get started opening all this mail is tonight was the last night of Fangamer's Office Cam. Fangamer is an offshoot company of Starman.net, sort of, I guess we could call it that, and they have been doing a weekly streaming office cam. It's basically a live webcam inside the office, and they've been doing it for quite a while. Usually I watch to see when they're done, because then I will get Steph and Steve Blow to play Left 4 Dead with us. But I have tuned in occasionally, and I was kind of on and off watching tonight because it was the last one, so I'm sure that there was some of you who have watched it over the past however long they've been doing it, and there were probably some of you that were there tonight. In fact, Shinjinator sent me a message, but I missed it because I didn't get it for a while, and then by the time I saw it, it was a while, and I was like, I kind of missed that. But to be fair, there were messages going like, because it was ending. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started on 5 letters, lots of mail, so today is definitely mail day. Normally I try to open them by which one was either sent first or which one was closest, but because there's so many, I'm just going to open them in the pile I have now. So we're going to start with the top, which is from Maximiliano. I'm just going to say Max, in Stratham, New Hampshire. And on the back it says, mailed February 20th. Wow, that was like the other day. I don't know what day it is. I'm really bad with days. Dear Stephen and Mallory, I have had a Shonen Jump subscription for a few years now, and a few issues came with limited edition Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm not a huge fan of trading card games, so I decided to send them in to you. By the way, I love every single LP you've done, and I know you don't take requests, but I highly recommend you LP a Resident Evil game. If you did Resident Evil 5, Mallory could play as well, if I remember correctly. Sincerely, Max Polini. P.S. I forgot to mention I'd love to see you LP the original Half-Lifes, Blue Shift, Opposing Force, and of course Half-Life. P.S.S. Hope you enjoy the drawing. It's a drawing of Kirby Superstar, which is nice because it's current LP. I mean, not that people haven't done current LPs, but whenever people normally send in art, it's of Minecraft, and it was hard for me to picture Minecraft as a current LP when it had like 80 and 90 episodes. To answer your question, I'm certainly not opposed to a Resident Evil game, especially 5. I actually have thought about doing 5 before, and I don't know if I can get Mal to agree to it, because I know she hates horror games, but maybe we'll do the demo, because I remember me and Alex actually played the demo shortly after it came out, and I think that would be a good way to at least kind of test the waters of how it would be. So, just for sending in this letter, I'm not sure when it'll happen, but at some point me and Mal will do the demo of Resident Evil 5 for Demo Fridays. And as Max stated, he also sent in these limited edition Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I don't know, anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. I know very, very little. Emil tried to explain the rules to me one day, and not that he plays Yu-Gi-Oh, but he knows enough about it to explain the rules, and I know very, very little, but they are shiny. That much I know. Anyway, Max, I appreciate you sending that in. And we're going to move on to David from Hazlitt, New Jersey. I think this is Modown Joe. Fairly certain. I was going to read the letter first anyway, but this makes sure that I'm going to read it first. It says, do not unsleeve until you've read the letter. And it has a paper clip. Serious security here.
And it says thank you.
Thank you, from management. Dear Stephen, while I've only gotten into watching your vlogs somewhat recently, I vividly remember watching and enjoying all of your /Earthbound videos. It's nice to put a face behind the guy who once managed Starman.net's list of names for various online services. I had actually forgotten I did that. That's, for those who are unaware, whenever I was still active on Starman.net, I actually ran a topic that had lists of, the friend codes for the Wii and the Nintendo DS and Xbox Live names and stuff, and I kept it updated and stuff so everyone on Starman.net could play together. That is a blast from the past. Anyway, I'm glad to see that you've graduated and gotten married, and kind of dumbfounded that I didn't discover the vlog through the topics you posted on Starman.net announcing those things for those who don't watch the vlogs, especially since I'm a moderator there nowadays. Or through following you on Twitter, or through Stephen Plays. It's funny how easy it is for a person to act ignorant, huh? It's been interesting to watch the vlogs, and it's a little scary when what I see of you seems so similar to what I see of myself. The mutual love of Earthbound should be bloody obvious, all things considered. I wasn't surprised by you being a fan of They Might Be Giants, if only because of Last.fm. Then there was also the love for Magic the Gathering. Then came the eerie coincidence of you starting a Let's Play channel about a week after I took down the embarrassing stand-up videos for my channel and started uploading LPs of my own. I've also included an extremely powerful Magic card. Throw it in your card frame if you feel like, or if you're ever in New Jersey, feel free to get in touch with me and I'll show you to my my favorite shop and we can throw down in some EDH. You with this in hand, of course. At the bare minimum, remember that this card was originally printed in Alliances, and that Alliances broke blue. Sincerely, Dave Smith, also known as Super Speedy on StarMed.net, and also known as Modown Joe everywhere else on the internet, YouTube and Twitter included. Well, I was right. Modown Joe is the one that sent this. It's just a matter of what card was in Alliances and broke blue. Alliances was before my time, so let's find out. Stormcrow is a 1/2 flyer for 2. To be completely fair, I've never even heard of Stormcrow, but I wasn't playing in 9th edition. Even if this was printed in 10th edition, I wasn't playing in 10th edition. I actually didn't come in until the 2010 core set, so this card is actually new to me. Anyway, Dave, I do appreciate your leather, and the Stormcrow, of course, and we're going to move on to Jeremiah in Buena Park, California. Dear Stephen and Mallory, greetings! There was an exclamation point, so I did this. There wasn't anything that was about... I'll keep reading. I just finished watching your latest video, I Spend My Life in a Chair, and I had to start writing you guys. I also stumbled upon your videos when Chugga Conroy guest starred back in October. I admit, at first I had no interest in watching any of your other vids, but then, one day I decided to give it a shot. I started at day 0, your prelude to the whole vlog, and I was hooked. I was determined to watch all your vlogs until I caught up to your current vids, and I finally succeeded. I can honestly say that choosing to watch your vlogs is one of the best decisions I made. It was so entertaining to see such different and humorous personalities come together. Whether it be your roommates, your parents, Mouse family, or your Myrtle Beach friends, it was always a breath of fresh air. What I also enjoy about your vlogs is that since I'm around your guys' age, I'm 24, you guys are so relatable. For example, you guys are tackling on the task of living independently, starting your careers, and taking on life with the love of your life. You guys are the cutest couple, and it's always comical to see what shenanigans, I don't know if I spelled that right, you guys get into. And, actually, yeah, I'm like 100% sure you spelled that right. I love how you're so tech-savvy, and Mallory is so full of random trivia. I wish the best for the both of you guys. One last thing, if it wasn't for your vlog, I wouldn't have fallen in love with Alex. LOL, just kidding. I think. LOL. Sorry if this letter was long, but keep up the awesome work. Stephen Knight for life. Sincerely, Jeremiah Chua. Or Chua. C-H-U-A. Chua? Chua. Chua? Chua doesn't seem right. It was probably Chua. That actually reminds me, there was one time when I was in Spanish class in high school, and one of my friends, actually Austin, I'll embarrass him, he was reading something in a Spanish textbook, and he came to Chihuahua, and he read it as Chihuahua, and like, he just kept going, man. He didn't miss a beat, and everyone just busted out laughing, and he just kind of stopped, and then he looked back and was like, oh, it's Chihuahua. Man, that was a good time. Jeremiah's actually been tweeting me as he's been watching the vlog, so I've actually kind of, kept up with his progress a little bit. So I've kind of see him start and get through and actually finish just the other day. He actually sent a tweet that said that he had finished getting through all the vlogs and he was going to mail us a letter, and here it is. So it's actually cool to see him start, go through the entire thing, finish it, and then we have like, actual proof. And he also has something else here.
Oh.
That's cute. I'm assuming that's like a little South Park thing. It's not that everything that is done in this style should be just automatically, oh, that's South Park, but it reminds me of South Park. And I like South Park, so I'm going to just call this South Park art and be okay with it. Jeremiah, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you actually got through all the vlogs. That is quite a journey. Very few people have done it. Or let me change that. A lot of people have started. Not very many people have gotten through the entire thing. It is, an incredibly long journey, but as you said in your letter, it's fun. It really is. There's a lot of memorable people. I'm glad that people are still, joining in our adventures now, but doggone, people miss so much in college. Alex is one of the best characters on the show, as Dan would say. It's true. There's so many memorable moments. Ha! That's funny. Memorable moments for the vlog, and people really should go back and check them out if they haven't. But anyway, I appreciate your letter, and we're going to move on to the 4th letter, which is from Glenn in Fishers, Indiana. And I know who this is. Da-na-na-na. Dear Stephen and Mal, greetings from Indiana. Also, once again, he did not tell me to do this, but I'm sorry. I decided it was time to write another letter since it's almost been a year since the last one. I thought since you like hearing how us fans found your channel, I would include that story. One day in November of 2010, I went on Chugga Conroy's channel. I scrolled through his channel page and saw Stephen Vlog as one of the channels featured in his friends and affiliates section of his channel. So I thought to myself, I'll check this guy out. So I did. The first video I ever saw of yours was day 359, but yeah, I was hooked. And so I've been watching ever since. And then Stephen Plays came around. I was subscriber 17. Yes, I actually remember. Anyways, there you go. Story time is over. On to the rest of this fun stuff. I decided to send in some magnets, 2 recipes, and a card. Quadruple whammy! The first recipe is something my family loves to make, and they are extremely addicting. They're ranch oyster crackers. I'm not sure if you've ever tried them before, but they are fantastic for snacking. The second recipe is my mom's homemade chocolate chip muffins. They're perfect for Saturday mornings. I hope that you and Mao enjoy both of these recipes. I also decided to send in these magnets because I knew you had them in college and thought you might appreciate them. And the card is just because I know that my card will soon be replaced. So yeah. I'm still a big fan of the vlog, Stephen Plays, Daily Pack, and Nintendo Plays. I've started doing a bit more with editing, and I've decided it's what I want to do. Admittedly, I'm not too good, but I'm getting there. Anyways, thanks for providing me with new entertainment day to day. Seeing your videos in my sub box always brightens my day. Stevenite, Glenn, or Northern Spiral. When Glenn says that he is a big fan and has been watching for a long time, he is not joking. He comments quite regularly, big person on the Facebook fan page, and I knew by his name on the envelope that it was him that sent it, and this is awesome. Dilbert magnets. These were the magnets that were on our fridge at college, and I assume that Dan has the actual ones, I guess.
Those aren't the magnets, they're just...
These aren't the actual magnets, because if they were the actual magnets, that would imply that Glenn had broken into Dan's house in the middle of the night and stolen just magnets, which is kind of odd. But no, these are the Dilbert magnets, but it's really cool because, I mean, we had these in college, and I am assuming that Dan has them. We wouldn't have thrown them away. I'm sure Dan has them, but cool. We can put these up on the fridge. He also has the 2 recipes here for the chocolate chip muffins and the ranch oyster crackers. And then the card he included for the frame is Slowpoke, which is one of my favorite Pokemon to hate. Slowpoke is such a lovable creature, but at the same time, you just, I don't know, man, you just want to punch him in the face. Anyway, Glenn, I do appreciate all the stuff you sent. These will go up on the fridge. This will go up in the frame, and I think your card is actually going to replace Danny Walton, which I think is interesting because there were so many Danny Walling cards. You remember when that was a thing? Danny Walling was a thing. Anyway, and then someone sent in a Danny Walton card, which was just kind of making fun of the fact that we had all these Danny Walling cards. But that one's actually going to go out of the frame. Anyway, let's move on to the very last thing, which doesn't have a return address, but I noticed that the date on it says 3/2/2012, which means it's out of the country because everywhere else they do day, month, year, and in the U.S. we do month, day, year, so this is from elsewhere.
Or it's from the future.
This is from, and I'm totally going to murder this name, Ballinasloe, and then Galway, Ireland. Ballinasloe is Galway, Ireland. I'm assuming it's like city, state. Ballinasloe, and then the province of Galway. I'm very bad at this. I'm not very good with other countries. Dear Stephen and Mao, greetings from one of, if not your only, Irish fan. I have wanted to write this letter for quite a while, but I never seem to have the time, so here it goes. I first found Stephen Plays from Chugga's friend box thingy. My first video to watch was when Sammy 3.0 died. That's what you call good first impressions. I then found your vlog and watched day 585, Fitted. I have been fascinated with watching your life ever since. I've sent a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because you never seem to get many of them for Daily Pack. I also included the first pack of Magic I have ever seen. They aren't very popular in Ireland, but I saw them and immediately thought of you. That's all I have to say now, so goodbye and good luck for the future. Yours sincerely, Allan, also known as YouTube as 5692 Allan. P.S. Belated wedding congratulations, and P.P.S. I had no paper, so I used card. This is like really thick card stock, which is actually kind of cool. Well, first, Allan, thank you so much for the card and also for the packs. Actually, it's kind of exciting to have packs from Ireland. We've had Magic packs sent to us from London, from the UK, but not from Ireland. I don't know how much they'll differ, but I know the ones from the UK, they were actually, the cards were different, which is really weird, but they were, and I'm kind of anxious to kind of feel these cards. If that sounds weird, I'm sorry, but I do. I want to feel the cards. Now, you aren't the only Irish fan, but I have to say, there are not very many of you. You are one in an elite group of Irish Stevenites. I would say that there's probably maybe 3 other letters that we've gotten over the years from people in Ireland. Maybe?
Check the map.
Yeah, see, about the map. I would check the map if the map were done. I'm working on it, guys, by the way. I am, that's happening. It's 100%. Mallory is rolling her eyes back there. But seriously, like, up to, like, day 450, it's done. Like, 100%. It's just a matter of...
What's today?
Going from 450 to 820, what is it, 823, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, once again, Alan, I appreciate it, and these will go to Daily Pack. So yeah, we got quite a bit of mail today. Lots of mail. More mail than we usually get. But then again, we've been checking the mail and it hasn't been showing up. So I kind of feel like they just haven't put it in the box until today. So all of a sudden it was like, gave us all the mail at once. But I appreciate everything from all of you guys. Everything that should go in a place will go in a place. Art will go up there. Fridge magnets over there. Cards up there. You guys know the drill. We are behind on recipes, but that's because we're trying to figure out our lives. And the hardest thing to do is recipes. I mean, if we get a fridge magnet, I mean, we walk over there and put it on the fridge, and then it's in the videos. If we want to highlight a recipe, admittedly, that's a lot more effort. We have to go get the ingredients, then we have to actually make the stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't fit in. There was someone who sent in a recipe for a breakfast food, and it's one of those things that he's asked us about it a few times, and it's just not something we've been able to make because you kind of have to be in the mood for these things. It's not like we're actually going straight down the queue. It's kind of like we're jumping around, and it's been a while since we made something. So if you do send in recipes, just be patient almost indefinitely because we will get to it, but we're not going in order, and it's kind of random. Anyway, once again, I do thank all of you for sending stuff in. If you're watching right now and you'd like to send something in, if you go over to Steven Vlog channel page, up in the top right, you'll see an address. Put something in an envelope, send it to that address. It'll come here, and we'll open it, and you'll see it on this video. It's kind of nifty, but not this video, because this video will be in the past. This way. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? No, I know how to spell shenanigans. Doggone it. I was the spelling bee champion.
In what grade?
In my entire life. I went to spelling bees all throughout my life. That was my favorite subject, was spelling. Spelling was something I knew and loved. If I ever misspelled something on the internet, and someone points it out, oh God, it kills me. I hate that. Anyway.